Hello and welcome. Let's continue on now. Part number 5 within this exercise. And we have a portfolio of 6,100. It started off where you would have bought like Bitcoin at around 2,500, 2,600, we'd say. So therefore, if you would have just held Bitcoin, you'd be worth 57.46. So you've only barely overperformed the market, and that's because at this time, the alternate coins would have been going down in value compared to Bitcoin. Well, except for OK Cash, which at that point would have done okay for you. It's a volatile environment, and we're taking a look at these volatile moves that occur. What we have in here are the moves since this point. We can see where some of these coins like 62% down. You could decide, do I want to buy some more of these coins when they're down more? After all, your portfolio has over a third of a Bitcoin available to buy if you ever so would choose to desire to do so. Okay, so let's take a look further at the next one. We've had the price, we'll have the price go up now to 59.77. And see that this wasn't right. So let me just redo that. I should have copied it and pasted it at, yep, that's why the numbers were way off. All right, we got a couple in here on the bottom, which is the GRS XBY, all of these three in here. We had 30% one as well with Bitcoin Cash and GRS if we so desire to take it. But we'll take the biggest one first, which sees the price go down. So in this case, this would be XBY winning, and in a 53% move, owning 6,000 of them. Maybe go like 27.50. You sold a lot last time, but that's fine. And at 3.64, we'll go 750. And then the next one we'll do is OK and XBY. Same thing, XBY doing well. So we have 21,000 of them. So maybe go like, well, we'll do the 6,500 or so that we bought from before. And we'll get 8.12 times less than them, and a bit less, just for array purposes. We'll take a couple off. And then the one in here, which is GRS and OK. We have the price of this. And again, you'd be setting it up, okay, how many do I have to buy and sell? So you don't buy and sell the same thing. But for this example, well, I'll maybe do that exercise after I've done this, because I want to go over these stats after I've done this whole tutorial and just go through more statistical stuff as well. So when I'm done every single day that I've got on here, I'm not done with this tutorial. So that's why I don't know how many parts this will be. It's quite long, longer than I thought it was going to be to start off with, as I'm entering hour number 3. Okay. So, OK holdings 1460, GRS holdings 1839 with the price going lower. So of the OK, maybe we sell 350 of them. And at 0.45, that means we would get this divided by that number, which should equate to close to 800. 777 will go. And put in 0.45 as last trade. And I'm just going to pass on these 25%ers and see how it would work on the next one. The portfolio still hanging in there at around 6,200. And the Bitcoin price is down a little bit to 55 on the next one. Let's just take a look at each individual one. 1,001 to 1,009, pretty much no change. A small increase on the Bitcoin Cash going from 54 to 58. The gross coin going from 1349. That's a decent sized gain on the GRS. And a very big gain on the XBY, 371 to 500. And a moderate gain on the OK Cash. So that's definitely going to accrue some trading again. Let's put in these numbers. And we can see that we will have just a couple trades really. We got LITECOIN XBY and Bitcoin Cash XBY, which makes sense because the other ones that are going up are like GRS and all that. You can see it's only like on the 23% number. So with Litecoin and XBY, there is, we gained 3,000 last time. We have holding of 11,000. The gain is moderate. It's nothing too fantastic, but it's good. It's that of 66%. And of course, back then, you're saying that today, it's fantastic if I can get a 66% move 4 days later. But in this case, not so much. In this case, not as much, which is good. And anyway, you own 11,000. Maybe you want to sell, maybe it's a big move here. So I want to sell even more than the 3,000 I got because we're going to 2,000 ratio. So maybe in around of 3,750 ballpark area. And I can just divide that by 2030, and I would end up getting very close to 2, like 1.7 something. 1.8 even. 1.84. I think 1.845 because that's even big right there. So 2032. And then the Bitcoin Cash, same thing. With the XBY, we can see the price was at 16.8, now it's at 11.8. The ownership of XBY, we sold 5,000 last time, owning 7,000. So this is going to be a relatively small sale, which is fine. If I knew what I know, I would sell everything because I know what XBY does after this, but you don't know. We've seen with OK Cash what happened. We sold it all, and we got back in the game. We haven't sold it all yet here, but we're maybe 1 or 2 sells away from doing that, depending on the gains that come forward. So within this, 2,700 in a ratio of this. So let's just divide this by 11.8 and get 0.228. So significantly, noticeably lower than before, but this is almost half. So obviously the better trade coming into play. So we'll put an 11.842 here. And we'll let these 25. We'll just for now. If it's not 30%, I don't really want to get involved with it too much. Even though trading at 28, there's a lot of profit in there for it. Portfolio now, and that's still hanging in a little bit higher now at 64. We can see the lowest value is Litecoin, highest value OK Cash as far as all the altcoins are concerned. And on to the next day. On to the next day. So we'll take a look at the movements before I copy and paste them in again. Bitcoin price is up from 55 to 57. Litecoin with a decent sized drop to 94. Bitcoin Cash with an amazing gain, 58 to 72. So there's going to be some trades there. Definitely Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin's going to be moving. And then we got a decent size. Is that a drop, I would suppose? I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4. How many decimals is this? It goes up 8 times or it's lost half its value. 1, 2. I see 4 decimals beside the 18. And holy crap, this went up over 4 times. And situations like that, you have to say to yourself, man, do I really want to sell everything when a market moves like that? Or do I want to sell some for Bitcoin? Which is something you may want to consider here. Just want to go for heavy ratio trades? Do you want to sell some for dollars? We'll take a look at it when we put it in. Oh my goodness, this is going to be huge on the XBY ratio because it goes down to 358 from 497. So the amount you can flip from GRS to XBY is just going to be massive. And then this is doing nothing, 33 to 33, 33.1 to 33.9. That's like 2%. Okay, let's see the damage on here. So again, the portfolio is 6,400 to... Okay, we'll put this in. Portfolio's in at 97.91. Your Bitcoin Cash is worth 1,200 with its gain. Your gross coin is worth 4,100 with that gain. That's why you're going to have to do a lot of liquidation. You might say to yourself, I'm not in it to make 10,000. Although, selling some for that, you know what, maybe I should, because I know I'm going to get into it and add more things. This is going to be, US dollar is going to be added to this. Maybe this is a time where we would do some of that. Yes, I think we will. Let's just take a look at what these ratios are first. 500% on this one, 400% here, 200% here, 500% here. Therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to sell significant on all four. So let's first start off with Litecoin and find the GRS. The ratio was at 523. That's Litecoin. That's the wrong one. It was 708. Now it's down to 116. Okay, then. So what we're going to do here is we're going to figure out what we sell. We have 1,700. I'm not going to leave many back. Let's sell half of them for the ratio. And when we're done all this, we're going to calculate how many we're going to sell for dollars as well. So it's going to be 5 trades. So 850 off the board on the GRS here. And now we're going to, what's the ratio? 116. So we'll divide it by that. I mean, this is just a huge score that you get. And now you're like, okay, I mean, there's like 7.32 Litecoin. I'm even go 7 point. I put the page down. 7.3. We'll do that just for rate purposes. Okay, that's that trade taken care of. Bitcoin Cash with it. Ratio was 31. Now it's 893. We own 1,496. So let's go 777. Wrong one. And now we're going to be getting almost a full BCH, which is a market that's going up right now, which is very interesting. So technically, you wouldn't be buying GRS because you're going to be selling Bitcoin Cash. You'll be selling in other spots. So why in the world would I want to sell 0.86 or why would I want to buy 0.869 when I'm going to be selling portions of that against things like Litecoin and other coins after this? So you'd figure out, well, we'll use this example here for how you would do it when we're done, of course, because this is technically how you'd be setting it up to begin with in the first place. So I want to sell 77, I should get that kind of deal. And you would just write in 869 on your ledger, of course, something like this. But 894 is now the last trade there. So let's take a look at the other ones. We have GRS versus OK, which last trade comes in at 0.45, now at 240. We own 2,600, so let's go 1,300. Let's do another half on it. And if that's the case, we are now going to be getting 2.4 times that. So we get like 3,100. And we might as well put this in a negative here. Okay, that's taken care of. Now let's take a completion. Let's complete this one. We own 2,922. So we'll just follow along. Good thing we got these 3 buys here now, isn't it? Let's sell it half again. So let's go like 1,500 area, a bit more than half. And with the ratio at 22.76. I mean, that's getting like 34,000 of them. We'll go 33,750 with rake. Even that's too low. But we'll take it. And oftentimes you might notice as a trader, oh, I got 57 when the actual ratio was 76 here. Yeah, so what? Who cares? It's a good trade, especially if it's a gain like this. Wow, that's just a huge monster differential in price. So now we'll just look at what else do we have to handle. We got these Bitcoin Cashes that we'd have to fill. Like against XBY, that's just a huge move right here. So let's now complete the Bitcoin Cash trades. We'll first do Litecoin, which is went up to a 40% tune. And I'm going to be curious to see how many trades on each, like who gets the most trades on these. Again, something I want to do at the very end amongst this. But what we would have here is 0.577 Bitcoin Cash. Not much. Good thing we got a big buy on the other one. Let's do 0.14. So technically you would buy some Bitcoin Cash, obviously. You'd have to buy some because we're not going to sell what we bought on the other one. But with that being stated, I'll get 7.7 times more on that. or 1.072 we'll say, and put in 766. And we got Bitcoin Cash as well against XBY, which is an ownership of 0.8 on this one. So let's go ahead and sell the, let's go like 2. Let's do a full sale sometimes I like to do. Sell everything that I did from what I bought the last time. I got rid of 2,700 XBY to get this. And when I'm going to get this multiplied 23,000, it would be somewhere around 4,600. So that would be a significant gain. Okay, so now do we Bitcoin Cash and okay, I guess we should finish as well. Not as big of one, but we have 1.19, so maybe a quarter-ish or so, which is basically what we had from before. So oftentimes what would happen is, assume I make a buy like this. Sometimes I'll leave it on my Binance account. Sometimes I won't. Or if it's big enough, I'll withdraw it. Or if it's not close to selling, I'll withdraw it. And if I don't and it's still there, I'll just sometimes just, you know what, I'm just going to sell 258. If that was my balance on, say, like Binance, didn't have to pay a withdrawal fee, and I'd go ahead and make it something like that. So let's go ahead and multiply that by 2148 and get, say, 540. And there we have that. So do we want to pass on this Litecoin XBY? After good trades, we'll just press our luck, see what happens with it. But now when we go to our portfolio, gross coin is worth 2,000. Okay, cash is worth 18. And you might say to yourself, you know what, that gross coin move is just way too big. So what we're going to do in here is I'm going to add another one in here called US dollar. We'll go like that. And we'll add another sheet here. We'll just put in USDT. So how are we going to write this in? We're going to write in, actually, you know what, we'll write in, let's just put in, say, for the first header coin, we'll put in price, sold, how many we're going to sell, and then we're going to go equals this multiply how many you sell, and we'll even put the rake in here, 9975, and we're going to go GRS. The price of GRS right now is 0.467. And let's take a look at now, how many do we sell? We have $2,000 worth. We don't have to sell too many, but maybe $400 or $500 worth is something that I would probably want to sell for. And at 46 cents a coin, let's say, well, 435 would be $200. So maybe you sell, like, say, 800 just to get started in this type of game. So 800. And I suppose what we'll do in here is I'm going to go do it this way. I don't need to put a US dollar value on that because it's pretty much one. So I can just put equals sum, and on here go like this, and then we'll format cells, we'll take off, we'll do 2 decimals, and we will center it. And for net value, I'm going to go equals this, and our net value should go over 10,000, and it does, but I have to do two things now. I just sold 800 of these. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go minus 800 here. But I even have to do more because now I have to take them off my ownerships here. I could take 200 off of each, but let me just see how much each has. 897 here. On this one, we have 719, a little less. More here. This is where you might want to take some of them from. You have 1400 on that one. And you have 1300 on that one. So it's probably where I want to take the vast, if not all of them from. After all, I sold 800, so I could look at this. This is 13. This is 14, so maybe I could take 450 from here. So I'm going to go minus 450. And I'm going to go minus 350 here. And we can move on. So then, with this in play, let's move on to the next day. And I didn't look at these numbers beforehand to get any spoilers. Oh, this section, this is going to go up or down. No. But 4 days go by, you look on your computer, you see, oh my goodness, Bitcoin went up $1,000. That's like good 12, 13-ish% move, right on. Litecoin got its ass kicked, going down from 94 to 78. Bitcoin Cash held in there after a good period, going to 79, up about 10%. This coin, Ghost Coin, going up even further. Now it's over 14,000. I guess we should have waited to sell against that. Maybe we could sell more. We'll see what happens with what little we have left and how much it's worth. XBY getting its ass kicked, 358 down to 268. And we have 339 going up to 420. So a very volatile period again. And we can see we have a 132 with gross XBY, a 100 there. So, oh man, I wish I didn't sell last time. So be it. That's going to be part of the game, especially when you're not trying to predict tops and bottoms, but understand when things just have big moves. So then, GRS and XBY, and you took a few off the table there, which is okay. You still own 972. So let's do about 450. And you can even consider selling them all at this point too. Maybe sell the rest for dollars when we're done. That's always a possibility. We did that with OK Cash. Especially what I like to do with my game, I'll have the essentials like my Bitcoin Cash, my Litecoin, my Thetas, now the Tezos. Then I'll have the ones I play around with, like the Goat Shade and the Ethereum Classics and the GRSs, the DGBs. And I have some coins I'll play. And in this case, XBY, GRS, and OK are those three play around with fun coins. So one of your three fun coins are doing that you would sell all in on. So it's something I'm going to consider in a game like this. With that being said, the ratio is 52. So I'm going to get this multiply this. And we'll get 20,000, 3,450, we'll say. 5211. The next biggest one. We got another double up on Litecoin. And we own 897, so maybe we'll go close to half or more than half, 475, 500 even, because we're probably going to, 500. And the ratio of 55 point, divide that into this. That's about 8.99, so we'll go 8.985, say. And put in, and maybe do a, why is that? Okay, that's right. Let's just try to get the best rate number that I can. And we will put in last trade here at 55.71. And then when we have these ones in here, 92% for OK and XBY, which is a different one. Let's just finish off with the GRS ones. GRS and OK is at 40.86% of a move. So it's okay. You don't want to sell too much maybe. But let's go to the others and see. You got 966. But again, I might want to sell it all. Let's go 550, 575. And equals that number. Multiply 3.35 or 1915, we'll say. And the next GRS one is against we have Bitcoin Cash as well, 58% move. And owning 719, so maybe 375 or so, 385. And the holdings the price 562. So get well more than half, 0.6 more than 0.6, 0.68. And we'll put 564 at last trade. Okay, what else do we got? We got all of these in here. We got this in here. So let's just go through the biggest one, which is OK at XBY. Big move for OK Cash. So let's come in here and figure out. We got 2,400 of these. So let's, with the ratio going from 8 to 15, maybe close to half, maybe like 1175. And that would get us back like 18,000 or so. Is that too little? 1532? Kinda, yeah. And 1543. So I lose out by 20 cents. That's even more than 1% again. But you know what? So be it. Okay, next up, Litecoin and OK Cash. With Litecoin going up because the market goes down in here. And owning 1289, maybe we go like 575 or 600 even. Actually, 600 is close to half. Let's go 5.25. Close to half, but not quite. And that's going to give me multiple Litecoin. 180 times 2 is like 370. So we're looking at about 2.8, I think. Wow, I'm not usually that good. Actually, I'm okay. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But we'll put in 2.81. 186.83. Okay, next up we got Bitcoin Cash and XBY. And with the ratio going from 20 up to 29, that means Bitcoin Cash is winning. You own 0.57. Let's go maybe 2 this time. So that means I would take this number here and divide it by 5, which would be 2950, and then that's like 59. That's like 5,900 or so. Close, yep. So that one's taken care of. We also got a 43%er here, Litecoin and XBY. Last trade 2032 up to 2090. So we have a 4.8 Litecoin. That's maybe do like maybe 1.4 or something about that nature. And then get 1.4 times 2920-ish. So 4,050 we'll say. And we finally got Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. And we have last trade at 766. 1012 is the current price. So Bitcoin Cash winning in this spot. We lost or traded 0.14 last time. Owning 0.43. So let's now go maybe 0.11. and then get this multiply 0.11, we'd get like 1.11 here. And put in 10.1 here. So on the portfolio, gross coin is worth 1,500. Extra bytes worth 21. Your total portfolio is $12,000 at this stage, so it's gone up really well. As all of these are worth significant chunks. Your tether isn't worth too much, and maybe you're looking at this, you're like, I don't want to sell the gross coin, but maybe you want to just sell that 1,500 and give it the shot at so. I'm not going to do it on this, but obviously you can. But what you would do is the exact same thing. I go in here, I put a sale in, then I'd have to minus everything down to 0 on every side. But we're not going to do that. And I'm going to show you, I mean, I probably should as far as trying to get the best score, because the chances that a retracement comes and you're going to get GRS buybacks here pretty soon is damn good. And I don't know for sure on this next term level if it is or not. This will be the final one for this episode coming up, but we're going to see Bitcoin prices going up to 73, which means we're very close to 71, 62. We're a few ticks away until we get to these types of prices. But as far as this one's concerned, we go 78 to 73 on Litecoin, so it's a moderate loss. Bitcoin Cash with a moderate gain, going from 792 to 864. Gross coin with a decent gain, losing 30% or so, going from 14 down to 10. XBY down further, 268 down to 224. And OK Cash down from 42 to 34 handle. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much action here. We got a 50%er here, Bitcoin Cash GRS. Trade market was 564. It went up, so that means Bitcoin Cash went higher. And you just accumulated 3 turns in a row, and that's a large amount that you accumulated in here. Got your Bitcoin Cash up to 1.85 on it. You started the game with just 1 Bitcoin Cash, I believe. That was it. Yeah, because we started off with a quarter. Now you got 1.8 just for this holding itself. Okay, well, of that 1.8, with a move of 50%, I could easily go out and spend like half of it even. Let's do half. And if that's half at 843, that means 420 or so would be what I would gain. And we'll put in 840 for last trade. And we have a 31% one here, Litecoin GRS, and we'll make this the final one for this period, and then we'll keep the 28% holding. So Litecoin going up on this one. We've gotten our Litecoin up to 17, but when you're making these types of moves, I mean, this is the whole point of those big plays, because now you can make a big play, and obviously that's what happened here. We made tremendous gains. So of that, we have maybe 3, 4, you could trade 5. Let's go 4.5. And we'll do 4.5 multiply 73.44. And we get like 3 1/4. Actually go 329. It's more realistic for rake. And there we have it. So our portfolio at this stage would be 12,500. And Bitcoin, a lot of them are relatively in the even scale thing, including Bitcoin now. If you just held Bitcoin originally, we'd be at 73. But the portfolio is at 12,000. As far as this is concerned, we are up every coin but GRS as far as trade's concerned. Up 18 Litecoin. So GRS 383. How much is that worth? That would be worth like under $300. And then you have Litecoin worth 54.5 at that time. And you would have 18 of them. So there's like close to $1,000 in profit. Bitcoin Cash, you have 2 of them in gain. And when we look at how much they're worth, that's like, okay, it'd be 624. So you made like $1,200 on that one. And 3,600 OK Cash. We were on the downside of it. So at 3,600 worth a quarter, that's like 900 profit. And then you'd have 85,000 of the XBY, a coin at that time worth a penny. So that's again worth like well over 1,000. So ratio trading, does it work? Well, obviously when you have that big move like we see in the big volatility, the profits can become extreme. And at this stage, we're looking at what extreme was. Whether, again, it will ever come back, we'll see. It would be amazing if it even come like 60, 2/3 of this volatility, half of the volatility. It would be fantastic. If it matches it or even does more, that would even be something else. But when you see spots where you got like 500% returns on it, you pretty much got to take it and go for the big moves. Let's continue on next episode. This number is going to go even much higher than 12,500. Take care.